always make sure that your gun is pointed in a safe direction. You always want to make sure you keep your safety on, keep your finger away from the trigger until you are ready to shoot. Firearms should always be unloaded when not in use. It is very crucial when you get through shooting, always unload your weapon. Now, as you can see, this is on safety. And now if I put the finger on the trigger, nothing happens. However, always assume that it can malfunction. And so always keep your muzzle pointed in a safe direction and follow that rule very well, because you don't want it to go off just in case. So always keep it on safety until you are ready to fire and you're aimed at your target. But always keep your finger away from that trigger. It is very important. Always keep your finger away from the trigger until you are ready to shoot. You don't want to be out there looking at a deer and then there's a deer stand, you don't know if anybody's in it or not. So you always want to make sure that you know your surroundings and who all and what all is around it. Another one of the commandments of gun safety is making sure you use the proper ammunition. And of course this means a couple of different things. One is, don't use ammunition that is obviously been damaged or not handled properly. When you put this in your gun, it could create lots of problems. It can cause misfires, any kind of problems with, it can blow up in your face. I mean, there's tons of things that could happen with this. And so you definitely do not want to put it in your gun at any point in time because it could cause injury or even worse.
Another tip that you always want to look at when you're in camp and you're handling your gun is always matching up that ammo with that caliber that you're shooting. Right here we got 3 different sizes, from the .223 to the .243 all the way up to the big .300. Just double check yourself. It never hurts. You can always go to the end of that bullet, and right there at the end it tells you .300. So when you load up, you got the right ammo and the right caliber gun.
If you ever have this happen where you have a misfire, always point away from everything and go ahead and unload at that point. Never leave it somewhere or start moving it around. Always handle it with care if you ever have a misfire on your weapon. It's always important. One of the 10 commandments is making sure you wear eye protection and ear protection for the whole family. You want to make sure everybody has on their protection to make sure their eyes and ears are taken care of, especially when you're out shooting on the range. Another one of the commandments is making sure that your barrel is free of obstructions. There are lots of ways that you can get obstructions in your barrel. It can be dirt, mud, water, too much lubricant when you're cleaning your gun. Another way is definitely malfunctions. If you ever have a misfire, you want to make sure that you get that bullet out of the chamber. You don't want to send another one through there. So make sure you always check to make sure you don't have anything lodged in your barrel.
An easy way to check this in the field, number one, you're going to still keep that barrel pointed away from anything. My second check is the safety. I'm making sure we're on safety. And then we're going to remove the bolt. Simply pull that back. You've got a switch right here. We're going to keep all fingers away from that trigger, just in case. Push the button. Your bolt slides right out, and I keep a patch, which I then can place on the ground, with the barrel pointed away, and you're able to look right down the barrel, and I can see the clean white spot. Therefore, I know my barrel's clear of all obstruction. One of the 10 commandments in firearm safety is to never alter or modify your firearm and to have it serviced regularly. One thing that we do in the field after we shoot, we make sure we service our gun. Polish, clean it up, make sure the bore is cleaned of all debris, so next time we go out, the firearm works properly. You take care of that gun, it'll take care of you.
Learn the mechanical and handling characteristics of the firearm you are using. You know, when you go out and buy a car, every car is different. You have to learn your automobile, and it's the same thing with the weapon. You need to learn about your weapon and what you are shooting.